Hey everyone, Alex Ionescu here. Welcome to Investor's Guide to the Galaxy. Tesla China sells 77,000 vehicles in May. GM CEO says Tesla has the lead in electric cars. Doesn't see profitable $30,000, $40,000 EVs until the end of the decade. Ford CEO Jim Farley being brutally honest that software is hard and legacy automakers cannot compete with the likes of Tesla. Although before we start, if you find this video helpful, it would mean a lot to me if you crushed the like button and subscribe to my channel. It's totally free and takes just a split second. If you want to show more appreciation, consider subscribing to my Patreon. Now, let's dive right into it. Tesla stock price yesterday up 3%. Year to date up 104%. Past year down 7%. Past 5 years up 941%. Tesla China sells 77,695 vehicles in May, a 2.44% month-over-month increase. The number includes electric cars that were exported to foreign territories. For context, Tesla China sold a total of 75,842 vehicles in April. This means that Tesla China sales saw a 2.44 increase month-over-month and a massive 141% increase year-over-year. In May 2022, Tesla China saw sales of 32,000 vehicles. Tesla China sold 382,000 vehicles from January to May. That's an increase of 77% from the same period last year. It should be noted, however, that Tesla's China's figures from the previous year were hampered by the country's COVID-related lockdowns in 2022. GM's CEO Barra says that she doesn't see profitable electric cars in the $30,000 to $40,000 range until the end of the decade or maybe even later. Barra acknowledged that Tesla has the lead in EV technology, profitability and scale, but said that lead is not permanent. That's a strange comment considering GM is currently selling the Chevy Bolt EV starting at $26,000 and has promised a starting price of around $30,000 for the Equinox EV. Jim Hall on Twitter, oh boy, Joe Biden is gonna be pissed when he reads this and finds out he was bamboozled. GM CEO says Tesla has the lead in electric cars, doesn't see profitable $30,000, $40,000 EVs until the end of the decade. Elon Musk replied, Tesla aspires to be as helpful as possible to other car companies. We made all our patents freely available several years ago. Now, we are enabling other companies to use our supercharger network. Also happy to license Autopilot FSD or other Tesla technology. Elon being the goat here. Funny. Tesla's price cuts and incentives, such as the federal EV tax credits, seem to be having the desired effect on Tesla sales inventory and demand. US inventory bloat appeared to be a problem at least earlier in the year as Tesla ramped up production at its gigafactories in Austin. But a new report from Tesla's data tracker Matt Young shows that Tesla inventory has been coming down recently as compared to April when data shows inventory hitting a record high. Young's report pulls historical data on the total number of new Tesla vehicles listings, Model S, 3, X and Y, available in the US on Tesla's website. The data shows inventory hitting a high of 2,689 in late April and slipped down to 2,234 by June 4th, a drop of 17%. The drop in inventory had hit 20% by the end of May before picking back up, as you can see in this graph here. The recent price cuts seem not to work for Model 3 inventory. For this model, the inventory is still rising. Model Y is selling like crazy. It doesn't have this issue. Reasons why inventory is rising for Model 3: people waiting for the new Model 3 and not buying the old version. I have to point out something here. The inventory of Tesla cars will continue to rise. Why? Because the company is getting bigger and bigger and is delivering more and more cars. Tesla cars don't just get teleported from the factory door to the customer's home. It's bound to happen that cars will get stuck in the showroom for a little longer. That's not necessarily a bad thing because they can sell a car instantly out of inventory. If someone wanted today a car, they can have it from inventory. Some people don't want to wait to get a new car, and they probably will choose some other brand that is available when they purchase. Maybe There are not so many cases like this, but it can happen. So GM CEO has admitted that Tesla has the lead and GM cannot compete with Elon Musk's Tesla. What's happening in Ford's garden? Let's take a look at this part from an interview with Ford CEO Jim Farley on the Fully Charged podcast. Similarly to Mary Barra, he admitted that competing with Tesla is hard, software is hard, and why legacy automakers cannot compete.
If I explain to, the listeners how crazy our software system is and why it's so difficult for legacy car companies to get software right, you'd be just, well, I'll do it very quickly.
Yeah.
So to save probably $500 a vehicle, or let's say 350 quid a vehicle,
Yeah.
we farmed out all the modules that control the vehicles to our suppliers because we could bid them against each other. So Bosch would do the body control module, someone else would do the seat control module, someone else would do the engine control module.
Right.
And we'd have about 150 of these modules of semiconductors all through the car. The problem is the software are all written by, 150 different companies, and they don't talk to each other.
Right.
And so even though it says Ford on the front,
Yeah.
I actually have to go to Bosch to get permission to change their seat control software.
Right.
So
Wow.
even if I had a high-speed modem in the vehicle and I had the ability to write their software, it's actually their IP. And I have 150, we call it the loose confederation of software providers, 150 completely different
Wow.
software programming languages, all the structure of the software is different. It's millions of code, and we can't even understand it all. So, that's why at Ford we've decided in the second generation product to completely insource the electrical architecture.
Right.
And to do that, you need to write all the software yourself. But just remember, car companies haven't written software like this
Yeah.
ever. They've
Yes.
never written software. So we're literally writing how the vehicle operates, the software to operate the vehicle for the first time ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tesla is doing their own software. Tesla software is the best in the auto market, but is not perfect. Let's see this video from Chuck Cook.
I wanted at the beginning of the video to include this signal up ahead. If you can see it, I think you can see it from the internal camera, maybe not from the overhead camera. There's a sign right in the median that when you get right up next to it, you can actually see the red arrow, at least my eyeballs, but when the red goes away, you can't see the green. As a human, I can tell when that red arrow goes away, it's going to turn green. But if you look on the screen, it's almost the perception it can't see it. So right now, I'm looking at it. It does have it identified blue, and it does have it as red. And now it's saying stopped at traffic signal. And actually, where it stopped right now, I have pretty good visibility. And I think the Trinity camera up here should be able to see it just fine too. But in the last video, this exact intersection, it wanted to run that red light, and whoa, and here it goes. Now look, it's moving forward on a attempt to run red arrow to the left. Okay, so it did it again, and if you notice, maybe it's just perceiving it as I have no idea. There's no scenario where you can go where it's showing blue and red there. Obviously, I'm not engaged now, so it's not doing it, but I'm up so far that these cars merging here are actually having to go around me. This is not a unprotected. It's got a red arrow there, and now I'm just joining with the green arrow. So anyway, that one is an oddball.
I think about a week ago, when Elon Musk and Jim Farley talked on Twitter Spaces, Elon said something similar to what he said to Mary Barra. If they want, they can license the software from Tesla or any other technology. Yeah, so they can compete with Tesla on software. Can they compete on hardware? The answer is in this image right here. Hint, no, they cannot compete. James Cat on Twitter posted this photo from Monroe. Comparison of Model Y versus Mach-E thermal management system. Model Y is more sophisticated, costs less and weighs less. Engineering excellence from Tesla on full display. Monroe said that Mach-E's system is the second best on the market. For everyone who wants to get into detail, thermal hose statistics. Length of hoses for the Mach-E is 18.42 meters, Model Y is 6.35 meters. Part count. Mach-E has 35 pieces, Model Y has 10 pieces. Fluid on Mach-E 22.4 kilograms, Model Y 9.2 kilograms. Big differences, right? These things, leading software and hardware, add power to Tesla company. Now you see what kind of company Elon has created. Probably a decent moat in the auto software industry that is hard to break. If you are still here, here's a bonus for you at the end of this video, something funny. Evan from Stock Market News, listen to the crowd reacting to the price of Apple's new Vision Pro AR/VR headset.
Apple Vision Pro starts at $35.99. It will be available early next year on Apple.com and at Apple retail stores in the US.
Funny, right? I'd like to know your opinion on all of this. Please leave a comment below. If you like this video, please smash the like button so that other people like you see this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. I appreciate all of you that watch my videos. See you next time.